Hi yogis, Katy here at my studio Body and Shine Wellness in Elgin, Texas. This month we are going to be focusing on side body stretching, so lateral stretching, making ourselves longer, and also using a lot of our core to help engage that. So for our flow, you might want to grab a block and a strap, and we'll get started here in just a second. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started in a comfortable seat. If you would like to sit on your block, or if you have a blanket or a pillow that you like to sit on, you're more than welcome to do that too. Otherwise, making yourself nice and comfortable, let your hands find a resting place, sit up tall through the crown of your head, and close your eyes. And start by relaxing into your body. Let your shoulders melt away from your ears. Start practicing that sense of getting long through the sides of your body. So if you notice you're rounding or curling, sitting up tall through the crown of your head. And start to notice your breath. Each inhale, trace it from the crown of your head all the way down to the base of your hips. Each exhale, emptying out from the ground all the way back up. Every breath in, let it be a reminder to be present right here, right now. Every breath out, letting go of any distractions, plans, or expectations. As you move on your mat today, remind yourself that our yoga practice is about more than the shapes we make with our body. About taking time to connect to your breath, your body, your mind, your spirit. With that in mind, take another big full deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. You can choose to keep your eyes closed or start to flutter them open. Either way, start by tucking your chin down towards your chest. Rock your right ear over to your right shoulder, and we'll go around in a big, slow circle to start. And feel free to pause and breathe in any tight or tender spaces. And go at your own pace. If you need to pause the video at any point during the warm-up or any other time, you can always restart it and come back. You can keep circling to the right or pause right ear to right shoulder. Hold and breathe there. Letting the side of your neck gently stretch. You can also use your right hand to your head to add a little gentle pressure. Also the option to extend your left arm out to the side, bringing the stretch more into the upper shoulder, lower neck. The angle you have your arm at, whether your palm is up or down, open or closed, all those things will change the way you experience it. The final option is tilting your chin down towards your chest, bringing the stretch more into the back of your neck. And you can combine those options as well. Take one more big breath in. And full breath out. And starting to come back, chin towards your chest. Opposite side, same start, going left ear to left shoulder, all the way around. Notice any differences as you move in this direction. And if you kept circling, go ahead and repeat that this side, otherwise pausing to your left side, holding, breathing. The options you do with your hands, your arms, your chin might be a little bit different on this side, and that's okay. Just be where you are. See how this side feels, and use your breath to help you figure out where your body wants to be. Take one more inhale. And exhale, let it go. And slowly bringing your chin back to your chest, hands back to your lap, keeping your chin tilted down. Roll your shoulders up by your ears, and then squeeze your shoulder blades down and back, sending your heart a little bit forward. And keep going with at least a few of those big shoulder rolls. And if you have an injury or mobility issue, you can always go one shoulder at a time. Moving into some seated cat-cow. So hands on your knees. We're going to curl around, arch our ribs back behind us, tilt your chin down for cat. And then for cow, send your belly, your heart forward, look a little bit up, stretch your throat. And keep going at your own pace. You could go breath to movement, or if you want to move a little slower, hold for a breath or two in each movement, getting that back and forth action of the spine. And as you feel ready, incorporate your own movements. You might circle your ribs around, you might reach your arms up overhead, do a forward fold, a seated twist. We're going to do a side body stretch here in a second. Doesn't mean you can't do it now though. Taking a few breaths just to see what your body needs. And again, you can pause the video, take a little bit longer to warm up and seated. When you're ready, we're going to plant our right hand down and just reach your left arm up and over. So starting to get that side body length that we're going for. And as we do these side body stretches, you might as well practice good habits now. Picture lengthening your ribs up away from your hips rather than crunching and rounding into one side. So here, yes, you are still making the side a little bit longer, but you're losing all the length here. So think about lengthening both sides and keeping your spine really tall while you stretch. And that might not mean, we don't go as far over, but you're getting a more effective stretch that way. And coming back to center, when you come out of it, you're using the strength of your core, your obliques to come out of it. And we'll go to the other side. And if you want to stretch your neck a little bit, you might look a little bit up towards your elbow or maybe towards your fingers. Keeping both sides of the body long and then using again your core to help bring you back up. Nice. All right, from here, making your way to downward facing dog. So coming on to, you can start hands and knees first, and eventually sending your hips up and back, and start to walk out your down dog for a second. You can bend one knee, press the opposite heel to the floor, maybe shake your hips a little bit, shake your head out. You'll have to excuse me, everything's blooming right here in Texas right now, so I'm a little bit nasally and congested this morning, but you can bear with me, I think. All right, sinking our heels down, take a big breath in, and a full breath out. On your next inhale, start to look forward. As you exhale, small steps up to the top of your mat for ragdoll. So feet at least hip-width distance apart. Bend your knees a little, if not a lot. Head and neck hang super heavy and relaxed. Arms can dangle. You can grab opposite elbows or interlace your hands together behind your head. Maybe sway a little bit side to side. Shake your head yes and no. Wiggle your toes. Take another full breath in and full breath out. And then slowly relax your hands. Shimmy your feet to a comfortable standing distance, probably a little closer than they were. And inhale your way all the way up to stand. We'll bring our hands to heart center and close your eyes. And take this opportunity to set an intention for your practice, some kind of motivation or purpose for being on your mat today. And I read recently that side body stretching, those lateral engagements that we do through the sides of our body, that's where we hold sometimes anger or resentment. So maybe today as you stretch the sides of your body, you let go of any resentment, anger, frustrations you might feel, clearing space for more positive energy. Whatever your intention is today, take a deep breath in, seal it in your heart, and exhale, let it go. We'll take another breath in together, and exhale, let it out. Really nice, yogis. Flutter your eyes open. Inhale, mountain pose. Arms come up overhead. And you might take a second to settle into your mountain today. So if you are like me and you have like ankles that always pop, or you need to bend your knees, wiggle your toes, whatever you need to do to settle into your space, go ahead and do that. I'm also going to take off my necklace because it keeps going in my mouth when I do forward folds and down dogs. So if you need to make adjustments like that, go ahead and do those things. And coming back to your mountain, take a big breath in, lengthen through the crown of your head. Feel again that engagement of ribs going up away from the hips. Grab onto your left wrist with your right hand, and we're gonna stretch up and over to your right side. So again, thinking of going up first and then over rather than just crunching, losing all that space on this side, okay? So using the strength of your abdomen to help you find space in your spine. Inhale, coming back to your mountain, and we'll switch, going up and over to the other side. And if you have tight IT band or hips, you might not move your hips at all. Your hips might stay stationary in like a mountain pose, and more of just a side body stretch. That's fine. If it feels okay to add a little bit of hip stretch in there too, you can. And coming back to your mountain, arms up, big breath in, and exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips. Lead with your heart, head and neck relax at the bottom. Inhale, find a halfway lift, long, strong back. And exhale, high plank. Plant your hands, step back, top of a push-up pose. We're gonna hold our plank a little bit longer today than we normally do because we're using our core a lot in these side body stretches, so we wanna fire up our bellies. You can always come down to your knees. Watch that we don't drop our hips down or pike our booty up in either variation. So keeping those hips right in line with the shoulders and the heels. Holding for 4, 3, less weight in your wrist, more in your fingers, 2, and 1. Shift forward. You can come to your knees if you want, or lower straight down to your belly. Tops of the feet to the floor once you're there. Inhale, baby cobra. Lifting up through your heart, lengthen the back of your neck. Take the crown of your head forward. Little to no weight in your hands. Press into your pubic bone, into the tops of your feet. Lift a little higher, one more breath in. And exhale, slowly lower back down. Come back to your toes. Inhale, pressing straight up to high plank or all fours, and then high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in your down dog. And a big breath out. Inhale, look ahead. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Relax your head and neck. Inhale, mountain pose. As soon as you stand up, grab onto your right wrist. Exhale, side body stretch. Reach up, then over. Inhale, coming back to center, switch. Exhale, stretch to the other side. Inhale, back to mountain. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, chaturanga if you're ready for it. Hands to the ground, step your feet back. Shift forward, lower down, halfway stop. Flip to the tops of your feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lots of different modifications and variations. We've got video tutorials on those if you need them, or just hold high plank to down dog. Inhale, look ahead. Exhale, step or hop your way to the top of your mat. You can take multiple steps. It doesn't have to be just one. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Arms come up overhead. Grab onto your wrist. Exhale, side body stretch. Inhale, back to center, switch. And exhale to the other side. Inhale, back to mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Weight more in the balls of your feet, less in your heels. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. So if we're not doing our chaturanga, we just hold your high plank for an extra round of breath. It'll be beneficial today, like I mentioned. And go exhale to your downward dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. From here, inhale, lift your right leg high, pause and breathe. Notice if you start to lean more to your left side, can you bring weight evenly into your hands using the strength of your core, your chest, your shoulders. Sink your left heel a little closer to the floor, lift your right leg a little higher, one more breath in. Adding in some core here, exhale, knee to tricep, shift forward, tap your knee to your arm if you can. Think like you're doing a plank pose, so shoulders over wrists. Inhale, coming back to your three-legged down dog. Exhale, low lunge, land it lightly at the top of your mat. Again, you might take multiple steps to get there. Inhale, crescent lunge, shoulders over hips, arms overhead, pause and breathe. You might soften your left knee a little bit, tuck your tail a little forward if your low back feels tight. And again, think of lengthening your rib cage up away from your hips. Roll your shoulders down your back. Keep your belly strong. Take a breath in. Exhale, airplane arms. Legs stay the same. Shift your heart forward. Sweep your arms by your sides. Think of that baby cobra. Roll your shoulders down your back. Keep pulling your belly in and up. Then using your core. Inhale, coming back to your crescent lunge. Arms overhead. Take a breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Pivot your left heel down, probably separating your feet a little bit wider apart. Sink into your lunge, arms parallel with the floor. Pausing, breathing here. When you look down at your right knee, you should be able to see your right big toe, if not your second toe as well. From here, inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand to the back thigh, reach up and back through your right palm. Once again, like we did in those side body stretches in mountain pose, we're not just crunching into our side to reach ourselves back. We're lengthening through both sides so our spine stays long and getting a little bit of stretch into the lateral while we're at it. Take one more breath in. And exhale, extended side angle. Lots of options for extended side angle. So you might rest your right forearm down on your thigh, reach your left arm up and over, get that extra stretch. Sink into the hips. Think of a nice line all the way from the outside edge of your foot through your arm to your fingers. Also the option to use your block here if you want to get a little bit lower than your forearm. Hand could also be on the floor. Then using again the strength of your obliques, your core, inhale back to your reverse warrior like a windmill. Exhale, chaturanga. Hands come down to the ground. Step your foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in. And full breath out. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Pause and breathe. Press into your fingertips like you have little gecko fingers. Sink your right heel closer to the floor, stretch your hamstring, engage your core, lift your left leg higher. Take a breath in. Exhale, knee to tricep. So we might not make it all the way, but try to get your shoulders over your wrists like you would in plank. Even if your knee doesn't go to your arm, that's okay. If it does go to the arm, try to get it to touch. Inhale, coming back to your three-legged down dog. And exhale, low lunge. And we might take several steps or use our arm to help get our foot there. Once you're there, inhale, crescent lunge, coming all the way up. Pause and breathe. Sink into your hips. Lift your ribs up away from your hip points. Keep pulling your belly towards your spine. Press into the ball of your left foot. Take a breath in. Exhale, airplane arms. Sweep your chest forward, roll your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen all the way through the tips of your fingers. Feel your triceps activate. Using your core to come back up. Inhale, crescent lunge. And exhale, warrior two. Pivot your heel down. Once again, probably sinking a little bit lower into our lunge. Feel some external rotation. So like you might even actually take your hand and use it to open up space in this thigh. If you feel your knee is caving inwards or when you look down at your knee, you can't really see your big toe or your ankle bone. Feeling that external rotation of that hip. Legs stay the same through all this, so we're not losing our lunge. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach up and back. There's a tendency to straighten the leg. Keep sinking even deeper. Bring your hips up, or your ribs up away from your hips. One more breath in. And exhale, extended side angle. You might do hand on your thigh, or hand on your block, or hand on the floor. Thing that I see here, and we're doing one of our tutorials on extended side angle this month. Thing that I see here a lot is, especially if we're tight in our hips, we kind of get our hip up here, and then our spine kind of caves, and we're kind of doing this thing where we're like resting a lot on our front leg. Instead of doing that, maybe you back off a little bit so your lunge stays the same, your hips stay safe. This stays really tight and active. So your extended side angle might look like this. That's great. That's better than just like collapsing and trying to hold yourself up and suffering through it, right? So we're actually accomplishing something by finding a little bit of length, even if we do hand on our thigh. Then inhale back to your reverse warrior. And exhale, chaturanga, hand comes down to the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. And a full breath out. One more inhale. And exhale, let it go. And take a big breath in. And a full breath out. I'm starting to move a little bit faster through that. Always feel free to slow it down, speed it up at your own pace. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, knee to tricep, shift forward. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, low lunge, landing softly. Hug your inner thighs together. Inhale, crescent lunge, come all the way up. Exhale, airplane arms. Legs stay the same, just moving from the core. Inhale, back to your crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Pivot your heel down, adjust your feet. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach up first, then back. Exhale, extended side angle, getting long through both sides of your body. Inhale, back to reverse warrior. And exhale, chaturanga, hands to the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog or skip it. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, knee to tricep, work that core. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Use your belly and your breath to help you rise. Exhale, airplane arms. Sweep your arms by your sides. Inhale, back to your crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Pivot your heel down. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach up, then back, ribs away from hips. Exhale, extended side angle, watching that left side doesn't collapse. Inhale, back to your reverse warrior, letting your legs stay in your lunge. Exhale, chaturanga, hands down to the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. We're gonna add in a little challenge this last time through. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge, come all the way up. You can repeat airplane arms or full-blown airplane, coming up onto our right leg, left leg lifts, hips point towards the floor, arms by your side. Think baby cobra through your chest. From here, inhale, warrior three, either hands to your heart or lengthen you through your side body all the way to your fingertips. One more breath in. Exhale, soften your right leg, left foot lands down. Inhale to your crescent lunge. And exhale, warrior two. Catch your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand to the back thigh, reach up and back through the right palm. Stay here. Option to stay in your traditional reverse warrior or challenge your side body strength. Lift your left arm up. Think like you're holding a giant beach ball back behind you. Good, one more breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. Start with your traditional extended side angle, however you've been doing it. Then, if you want a little more challenge, same thing like we did, arm extends. Lots of side body strength. Don't let yourself collapse. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, back to your reverse warrior, or maybe you keep that beach ball shape. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Other side, inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, left leg up. And exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Come all the way up. Here we go. Exhale, airplane. Launching onto your left leg. Lift your right leg up. Roll your shoulders down your back. Keep your belly strong. From here, inhale, warrior three. Either hands to your heart or arms out. Biceps by your ears, long and strong through your sides. Hold it, yes you can. One more breath in. Exhale, bend the left knee, right foot lands. Inhale to your crescent lunge. Adjust your feet as needed. Exhale, warrior two. Slow down your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Sink into your lunge. Inhale, reverse warrior. So before you lift that back arm, feel the strength of your side body. Commit to being in your lunge. Inhale, lifting that arm up like you've got that beach ball. It could be a big beach ball, it could be a little beach ball. For three, good, two, and one. Extended side angle. You can take your second if you want to, get into your comfortable normal stance, and then lifting up, or you might just take that beach ball straight in front of you for four, three, good, two, and one. Back to your reverse warrior, or keep your beach ball. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in. And full breath out. Another inhale here. And exhale, let it go. Awesome, come on down, have a seat. We'll get into a little bit of core, and then we'll try some more fun stuff. All right, yogis, so we're gonna do a little bit of belly up core. If you do need a blanket or a towel or something underneath your hips or your tailbone, go ahead and grab that. And then when you're ready, we're gonna come down on to our backs. We're gonna start off with some oblique taps. So as I mentioned, we're really working on our side bodies today. Probably figured that out by now, right? Feet bent, knees bent rather, feet on the floor. You're gonna lift your shoulders up, and then your arms are gonna be by your side, kind of like airplane arms almost. You're gonna keep your chest lifted and do a tap, tap. You could tap your thighs, your shins, your calves, your ankles. Keep your chin kind of tilted towards your chest. If your neck needs a break, you come down, you take a break, and you stop tapping. So we're not trying to tap with our head on the floor. Keep going for four. Yes, you can. Three. Getting those obliques going for two. And one. Rest, relax. Long body stretch. Knees to your chest, or whatever else you want to do here. Maybe windshield wiper your legs. And then two choices for our next exercise. So option number one is bicycle crunches. Okay, so knees over hips, shins parallel to the floor. You're gonna take your shoulder towards the opposite knee, lower and switch. Option to extend the leg that you're not twisting towards. If you want that option, go for it. Go ahead and get started. Another option is long-legged opposite leg sit-up. So arms overhead, feet about mat width distance apart. You sit all the way up, reach for one set of toes, come all the way back down, and switch to the other side. So keep going, whatever you're doing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, yes you can, one more, and one. All right, awesome. And if you want to do some more core, you know you can always pause the video, do a little bit more core. We've got some really fun core videos that you can go check out and do on your own as well. But for now, we're gonna get back into our flow, and we're gonna try to add in some fun plank work. So we're gonna work on side plank today, since we are working on strengthening the sides of our body. Side plank is one of those that I don't teach a ton, because if you're not paying attention, it can be really uncomfortable. You could even maybe hurt, you know, a joint in your wrists or your elbows or your shoulders. Those are the joints we tend to kind of not pay attention to in side plank. So we're also doing a short video this month, a tutorial of side plank, but I wanna give you a few pointers right now in case you haven't watched that yet. When we come into our side plank, you're gonna be coming from a high plank, and you're gonna shift your weight to one side. I'll tell you what side. When you start to shift, or before you start to shift, make sure that your wrist, elbow, and shoulder are stacked. So when you open up, you're not dumping weight into one part of your arm over the other. You've just got a nice straight line there. You can always come down to your knee, okay? If side plank is a little bit much for our back or for our core, you can come down to your knee. You might fold your mat or get a blanket under that knee if you want to. You can always stagger your feet, one in front of the other, or stack your feet, okay? If there's other variations you know, you're welcome to play with those as well. Just like we did with our other side body stuff, watch that we don't round or collapse. So there's a tendency for the hips to drop if we're not quite paying attention, if our belly is not quite engaged. So keeping those ribs really hugged in, keeping long through the sides of your body so that we don't start to crunch, hunch, or round, okay? So we're gonna throw in side plank. We're gonna try some other fun stuff. And then we'll do one more peak pose today. You get 2 peak poses today, but we'll do that one seated. So we're gonna do a little bit more standing, and then, then we'll finish up, okay? So let's get back to our down dog. If you do need your blanket for your knee, have it handy. And we're gonna come back to our down dog. Take a big breath in, and a full breath out. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, knee to tricep, bring it through. Inhale, lift your right leg up. And exhale, low lunge. From here, pyramid pose. You're gonna step your left foot in far enough that your left heel is on the ground. Your left toes point kind of to a 45-degree angle and start to straighten through your right leg. You might want your block here, okay? So again, this is about lengthening our spine rather than hunching or rounding. So trying to feel that strength through your belly, all the way through to the crown of your head. Breathe into the back of your right hamstring. Keep pulling the right hip back, left hip down. Unclench your teeth. One more breath in. And exhale, coming back to your low lunge. If you're using a block, you can go ahead and set it to the side. Step your left foot back if you stepped it pretty far forward. Hug your inner thighs to center. Inhale to your crescent lunge. Arms come up. Take a big breath in. And exhale, warrior 2. Pivot your heel down. From here, inhale, reverse warrior. You might find that beach ball if you want that extra added strength. And exhale, extended side angle. Taking that beach ball forward. Maybe you don't stop in the middle this time. Maybe you just keep that strength, keep that length. Inhale, coming all the way up to star. Heels in, toes out, arms up. And we're gonna exhale to a wide-legged forward fold. I'm gonna flip around because that way you can actually see what I'm doing a little bit better. From your wide-legged forward fold, if you wanna do your own thing, you certainly can. Otherwise, start to walk your hands over to one side of your mat, one side of your leg. So we're getting this side body stretch through here is what we're looking for, right? And it might not be that dramatic. It might be a little bit more in front of you. It might just be a little stretch. But as long as you're feeling a stretch through here, that's what we want. And then coming back to center, and we'll make our way to the other side. It doesn't really matter which side you started with. And the whole time, we're also breathing into our hips and our hamstrings. Notice if you're locking out your knees. Find a gentle bend. We're going to take 2 more deep breaths. And then slowly coming back to center. Go ahead and I'm going to flip around. Put your hands on your hips or your arms to a T. Come all the way back up. And exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, back to reverse warrior, beach ball or not, I'll leave it up to you. Either way, long and strong through both sides of your body. Exhale, high plank. Pause and breathe in your high plank. So pausing and breathing here, you're gonna shift the weight into your right hand. Flip your heels over to the right side. You could come down to your right knee. You could stagger your feet. You could stack your feet. Make sure elbow, wrist, shoulders are in one line. Stack your shoulders, stack your hips. You can look down to the side or up. Holding and breathing, weight out of your wrist, more in your fingers. 3, keep those hips from dropping. 2, and 1. Back to your high plank, either straight to down dog or a chaturanga to get you there. Big breath in, and full breath out. Making our way to the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, up. Exhale, low lunge. Take it through. Inhale, pyramid pose. Step your right foot in, left leg straightens. Bring the left hip back, right hip down. Keep your back long and strong. Relax your jaw. Slow down your breath. Grab your block if you need it. It's there. If we have super tight hamstrings, avoid the temptation to like flamingo leg. You want your muscles to do the work, not the joint. Take another big breath in. And exhale back to your low lunge. Move your block if you need to. Step your right foot back. Inhale to crescent lunge. And exhale, warrior two. Pivot your heel down. Inhale, reverse warrior. Find the beach ball. Take it up and back. And exhale, extended side angle. Keep your strength. Keep your beach ball. Yes, you can. Inhale, coming all the way up to star. Heels in, toes out, arms up. And exhale, wide-legged fold. On this one, I want you to do whatever you want to do to best stretch your hamstrings. So that could be just staying still, bending your knees a little bit, bringing your forehead closer to the ground, shifting some weight into the balls of your feet rather than your heels. You might bend knee to knee. Maybe that's the most effective. You might do a little Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Skandasana. Okay? Whatever feels like the best hamstring stretch for you today. We're gonna have about 4 more breaths. And again, that could just be staying still. And slowly coming back to center. Either hands to your hips or arms to a T. Keep your core really active as you come all the way up. And exhale back to your warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior, beach ball or not, your choice. Exhale, high plank. So holding at your high plank, step your foot back. Take a breath in, shift the weight into your left hand, pivot your feet so that your heels are to the left side of your mat. Shoulders stacked over the wrist. We could stack our feet, pivot our feet, come down to our left knee. Keep those hips from dipping for 5, 4, yes you can, 3, 2, and slow and controlled back to your high plank. Last chaturanga or straight to down dog. Inhale, up dog if you're taking it. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in and breathe out. One more inhale together. And exhale, whew, let it go. Come on down, have a seat. All right, so I mentioned we've got one more seated peak posture. It's gonna be revolved head to knee. We'll get there in a second. We wanna warm up our hamstrings just a little bit more with a seated forward fold. So you're gonna take your right leg long in front of you, left foot inside. Square your chest towards your right leg, and then you're gonna start to fold forward from here. If your hamstrings are tight, bend your knee a little bit, so that way you have some space to actually fold. If we're very flexible, practice driving your heel forward, your right heel, toes towards your face. Really lengthen through your spine, and then hinge from your hips. You shouldn't have to fold very far before you feel a stretch there. We're gonna take a couple more breaths. Slowly starting to make your way back up to a seat. Now, for revolved head to knee, we might want a strap, the revolved Janu Shirshasana. If you've done this one before and you already know where you're headed, go ahead and go for it. Otherwise, you're gonna take your right arm kind of inside your right leg. Now, preference on this one. There's different ways of doing it. You could bring your arm, your forearm, kind of perpendicular to your shin. That's the way I prefer. Or you could use your arm alongside your shin if that helps you open up a little bit more. What we want here is length through our side body. So just like we've been doing all class long, what we're not trying to do is just like plop. Okay, like congratulations, you're touching your foot, big deal. Okay, what we want is lifting the ribs away from the hips, lengthening through the spine, even if that means we're way up here. This is way better. At least you're getting a side body stretch here, right? So even if we don't have our hand on the, or our arm on the floor, we're just stretching like this. This is fantastic, okay? So finding that connection, arm to leg, whichever way you want, right arm to right leg, and starting by reaching up and over first. Root down through that left hip. If you're really struggling, you might want to take your strap, okay, put it around the heel or the bottom of your foot, and you can use your strap, hand on the floor, use your strap to get some stretch there. So we're feeling that stretch along the left side. If we're pretty flexible and our arm is fairly parallel to the floor, maybe you can bend at your elbow and capture your foot. But again, capturing the foot is the least important part. The side body stretch is what we're after. Couple more breaths. And then slowly using your core strength to come up out of that. Whew. So it should feel hopefully pretty nice, okay? And use the strap. There's nothing to be afraid of with the straps. When I taught this past week, you know, I think there's this thing we have in our heads of like, we only use the strap if we're like not good enough or not ready or not flexible enough or not whatever. That's not at all the case. The straps are there to just help you get more of a stretch than you could on your own. So just keep that in mind. Using a strap is not a bad thing. I use straps all the time. A lot of people use straps all the time. So moving to our other leg. Left leg long, right foot inside. Starting with that forward fold. Finding a lot of length through both sides of your body, through the back of your leg. Relax your jaw. Slow, deep breaths will help your muscles relax faster. Then beginning to sit back up, slow and controlled. All right, you know where we're headed. So this time it's our left arm inside of our left leg. It could be perpendicular, it could be parallel. So this is my tighter side, right? So I'm not gonna be in any rush to try to lengthen. I'm just gonna find this space. If you prefer to have that strap, I like to put it around my heel on this one rather than the ball of your foot, because especially if you're really tight and it's on the ball of your foot, there's like a really good chance it's gonna pop off your foot. So it might be a little bit better around the heel on this one. And just like you're making a little frame for your face, right? So we're trying to get a little bit of like rotation through the ribs, lots of stretch through the side here. If you're using a strap, maybe working your way down a little bit. Keep pressing that left hip down, right hip down. A couple more breaths. And then gently releasing your strap if you have one, and using your core strength to come back up. All right, so like I mentioned in the little intro, I read recently that, you know, we do store emotions in our body, that's the thing. I don't know how true this is, but supposedly this through the sides is where we store like anger and resentment. So a lot of times people feel really good, I notice, after teaching side body stretching, and so maybe that's because we're getting rid of some stuff we've been holding on to, some anger, some resentment, some frustration. So hopefully we got some of that out today. But now we get to wind down. So take your legs out long in front of you. If you'd like, you can use your block underneath your knees, or just bend your knees. And then we're gonna reach our arms up, find that space. And exhale, Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Just let yourself unwind all that core, all that side body stretching. Notice where your thoughts want to go while your body calms down. Slowly starting to come back up. If you're using a block, go ahead and set it to the side. If you want one last little bit of core, you can keep your arms extended as you lower slowly all the way down, or just lay down. That's also perfectly fine. And I'm gonna use my blanket because it's right there anyway, but you don't have to have one. It's just convenient for me. We're gonna bend our knees, put our feet on the floor, cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Take your right hand through the center of your legs. You can capture the back of your hamstring or the front of your shin, whichever feels better for you. Stretching your outer right hip. If you prefer half pigeon, you can certainly do that here instead. Just trying to breathe into those hips. Take 3 more deep breaths in and out. Slowly starting to release. If you want to windshield wiper your legs or hug your knees into your chest, take a long body stretch. We'll switch to the other side, left ankle over the right thigh, left hand through the center, capturing somewhere along your right leg. Flex your left toes towards your left knee. Separate your top and bottom teeth, maybe even close your eyes. Bring your energy, your attention back to right here, right now. Take one more big full deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Start to release your legs. Again, maybe a long body stretch, knees to chest, something else. And we're gonna keep our right leg hugged in, send your left leg out long. Inhale, pull your right knee in and up towards your armpit. And exhale, supine twist. Take it across your body. Let your right shoulder stay grounded. Left arm could help your leg across, but not pushing or forcing, just gentle suggestion. Looking either up or towards the right for a little neck stretch. Breathe into your low back, the side of your body. And slowly coming back to center, both knees into your chest, gentle rock and roll if you want it. When you're ready to switch, right leg long, inhale, left knee in and up. Exhale, supine twist, taking your leg across. And picture yourself letting go of any energy that might be stuck, that might not be serving you. It's taking up space in your mental or emotional or physical body. Letting it go, making room for something new. Inhale, slowly coming back to center, both knees into your chest. Give yourself a great big hug of gratitude. Thank yourself for your practice. Take a big breath in. And exhale, Shavasana, corpse pose. Let your arms and legs find a comfortable resting place, whatever that looks like for you today. Untuck your shoulders away from your ears. Use whatever props you need to. Close your eyes and let yourself relax. feel free to stay right here resting for a little while longer if you'd like. When you are ready to invite some movement back to your body, start off small and gentle. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your ankles and wrists. And gradually find bigger movements in larger joints. Seal your practice with whatever you need, whether that's a long body stretch, knees to your chest, or something else. At your own pace, rock on to your favorite side. Take this opportunity to thank yourself for your practice, to acknowledge your strength, both inside and out. And take as much time as you need to make your way up to a comfortable seat, meeting with eyes closed and hands at heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today in your practice, for taking time out of your schedule to connect to your breath, your body, your mind, your spirit. The highest and brightest in me honors the highest and brightest in you. So we bring our hands to third eye center and bow forward to ourselves and each other. Namaste. Awesome jobs today. We are going to be breaking down several of the things we did in today's flow in our short tutorial videos for this month. So we'll be doing extended side angle, side plank, and revolved head to knee or revolved Janu Shirshasana. So if you are curious about those and you hadn't watched them yet, if you didn't get quite enough info in the flow, go ahead and check those short videos out. And if you have any requests for our next round of videos, please let me know. Have a great rest of your day, and hopefully we get to practice together again soon. Namaste.